else can we show it? By Miguel Ortega Rodriguez. How else can we show it? It's show and share time. Today, we're talking about pets. How can we figure out which pet is the favorite? First, we need to choose the pets we would like to have. Then we will need to count how many people choose each pet. So if you could get a piece of paper out and count how many voted for each pet, that would be great. We have our dogs on the top, our cats, fish, and birds. Which pet is the favorite? How do you know? How can we show what we know? Let's make a tally chart. A tally chart uses tally marks to show how many of each thing. Can you create your own tally chart? Go ahead and do that. Count the children who choose each pet. Put that many tally marks under the picture of the pet. How else can we show what we know? So after you complete your tally mark graph, let's look at a new way to show it. First, we could graph how many dogs. Then, we could add our cats. Then we can add our fish. And don't forget to add the birds. Let's make a bar graph. So go ahead and create that bar graph like we were showing you. A bar graph uses rows or bars to show how many of each thing. How else can we show what we know? Let's make a pie chart. A pie chart is a graph shaped like a circle. Now consider this, we're using the same data for each of our graphs. Count the children who choose each pet. Fill in that many slices of the pie using a different color for each pet. So for dogs, we will use red. For cats, we will use purple. For fish, we will use blue. And for birds, we will use green. Our favorite pets, you can see how many people chose dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we need to add in our cats. How many people chose cats? Great. What do you think is next? Fish. How many people chose fish? And finally, birds. How many people chose birds? So now we have showed a number of different ways to graph our details. We had the tally chart. We had the pie chart. The pie chart. Look at all the ways to show what we know. Point. Find the tally chart. Point to the tally chart. Find the bar graph. Point to the bar graph. Find the pie chart. Point to the pie chart. How does each one show what we know? Do more children like cats or dogs? Show me on the tally chart. So they want to compare the dogs and the cats. So how many people like dogs? 5. And how many people liked the cats? 3. Which one is a bigger number? Yes, the 5 is bigger than the 3. So for that, you're going to want to get your alligator mouth ready for that. So the alligator mouth is open to the 5. So 5, let's reread this. 5 is greater than 3. And there might be other discussions you could have about this data. You could also say that there are 2 extra dogs than cats. There are 2 more dogs than cat votes. You could compare it that way. There are less cat votes than dog votes. Which pets were chosen by an equal number of children? Show me on the graph. So which ones are equal? Oh, how did you do that so quickly? So which ones were equal? The fish and the what? The fish had 1 and the birds also have 1. So that's what we call an equal amount. So we want to show our equal sign. 1 is equal to 1. The same number of children voted for fish that voted for birds. They have an equal number of votes. They have a tie. Did more children choose cats or fish? Show me on the pie chart. So point to where the cat vote is and the fish vote is. So let's take a look at this. The cats are purple, so how many votes? And they want to know what the difference is, what they want us to subtract, not add. They want to know show them what the difference is. Did more children choose cats or fish? So how many fish votes? 1. And the answer, were there more cats than fish? Yes. So more people chose cats than fish. How many extras? Let's make our subtraction mark here. And what is the answer to that? 3 minus 1 is 2. You could also make a statement that says 3 is greater than 1. 3 is greater than 1. What else do we know about our favorite pets? So now go back and look at the various sources of data that we collected, different depictions of the same data, and discuss with your chat partner at home what the results are. Let me give you some sentence starter ideas that I have for this. What else do we know about our favorite pets? Cloud Chat. There were a greater number of blank than blank. So that would be a good sentence to start. So maybe the bigger Cloud Chat partner could start you and help you out there. There were a greater number of than. So you're going to come up with one that is bigger, like I could say, there are a greater number of cats than birds. And then our second sentence frame that we could use is there were less blank than blank. So there were less birds than cats. So practice using these sentence frames together. Come up with a few that make sense for you, and you can use those along with the data that we've collected. And then when we get together in our Zoom meeting this week, we could actually create our own graph, and we don't necessarily have to use the 4 pets in their graphing. We could come up with 4 pets and then we could vote on them. So we're going to find out what is your class's favorite pet, show what you know, what kind of a graph will you use. We'll have to decide what kind of graph we could use. Some of us might want to use a tally graph, a bar graph, or a pie chart. That's going to be up to you. And we will talk about it, and then we'll talk about how else we can show it. So have fun making these different graphs, and we'll talk very soon about it on Wednesday.